Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side.
Hi guys, so welcome back to another video, to another Notion video, and thank you Notion again for sponsoring today's video. And actually I already posted a Notion tour last December. I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch it, and my pages are kind of the same with what it is today. I just like redecorating it with a new theme after every few months. So that's what I'm gonna do with this video, is how to decorate your Notion. Okay, actually, before decorating your Notion, I think it's really helpful to be able to pick a theme. Personally, this makes decorating it way easier and faster for me because everything revolves around one main aesthetic. Then once I pick one, I organize it, I decorate it, choose colors, choose fonts, choose photos for my pages with that one theme in mind, and in the end, it makes it look cohesive, unified, and overall cute. And I'm just gonna insert photos or recordings of my past few themes here. Okay, so after that, now let's start with the basics of Notion. Even with the title and like the emoji here, I keep something as simple as that in theme, like not just the boring Alyanna's Notion like cubicle, because this is an office theme. So you guys can actually change the emoji, just click it here, and you can choose the emoji you want from the default ones, or you can upload an image, which I chose to do, and this is actually from irasutia.com, so they have a lot of cute icons. And aside from that, you guys can also link a photo here, like for example just computer icon, you just Google it, and make sure that what you get is a PNG file so that there's no white background. And then you guys right click or double click and then copy image address, and then that's when you just paste it here, and then tada, it's gonna be like that. But it looks so ugly, so I'm gonna undo it, and you guys can do that by Command Z. Then what's also cute with making the title and emoji and theme is that when I bookmark it on my browser, that's what saves on the browser, like your cubicle, it's not Notion. So I also added extra emojis all around my dashboard, like here in the title, here in the pages. Like it's just an emoji, and without it, it kind of looks boring. So I think emojis are a great way to be able to decorate your Notion. Now another way to decorate it is your cover photo, which applies to the other pages of your Notion as well. This one. So like Notion's current stash of photos in the gallery and in Unsplash, which is actually super cute as well. They have a lot. My current one is actually from here. I just searched corkboard since it's an office theme. I originally wanted like elevator photos, but they really had ugly quality or it didn't match the theme, so I just used this corkboard. So Notion gives you 3 styles for the font, serif, mono, and I just used the default one because it's easier to read. But you can actually customize it to any font you want using a Google Chrome extension called Tailored Notion, but I'm already happy with the default one. And actually with this extension, you guys have a lot of other ways to decorate your Notion, like here in the background color for the top and sidebar, this one and this one. I personally made it yellowish green. So yeah, speaking of colors, I think it's also good to have like a color scheme for your Notion, like repeatedly using 1 to 3 colors for your page so that it looks cohesive and the same aesthetic: brown, black, gray, and beige, like a boring office job. And you guys can easily change the color by using this shortcut. And you can also do this for the background color, like here. And if you want to make it extra cute, you can actually also change the font color at the same time with the background color. Just select it, change it using this icon, and pick the color you want it to be. Bring it back to gray. And if you don't want something like this wherein the background is this whole block, and you just want something like this wherein it just highlights the text, this is the original one. Press Command E. It's just gonna highlight that one like a code. And another way to do that is to go to the options, click Mark as Code. Originally, it's actually gonna make it red, but like I said, you guys can change the color by just selecting it, make it into a different kind of font size using Turn H 1, 2, or 3. Personally, I use 3. You can even change the background color if you don't want it gray. See, now it's green. You can literally play around with this. Personally, I put an underline so it looks like it's floating. Like here, you can italicize it, you can strike through, literally anything. And as you can see here, I have widgets. And you can do that with third-party apps and sites like Indify. I'm currently using is this weather app. It's very customizable. You guys just have to type in where you live and how many days you want it to show. But you can do it for the next 4 days or the next week. And here you guys can further customize it with the colors. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna copy it here and go to my Notion and then add a new block. Then you guys just have to embed it, then paste the link there. First, it's gonna look like that, but all you have to do is resize it and drag it up and down. So I'm just gonna delete my old one because I prefer seeing the whole week instead. And down below is a calendar widget from Indify as well. And for the free version, you can only choose to show one kind of calendar. So I chose my work calendar. And you can also change the default view because usually if it's month, I really don't like it because it's gonna look cramped on my Notion. So I prefer to use the agenda view. Like what we did earlier, you just have to copy the link and then embed it on your Notion. Your favorite widget, which is their countdown, and then the date and time you want it to count down to. Personally, I want it to count down to the very last second because it's just so much cuter. Then once again, resize it to the smallest way possible. So most people also embed other things, and you can actually do it for Spotify, either a song or a whole playlist, and share and then embed playlist link and simple. So just copy and paste it. You guys can drag wherever you want it to go. So you can just put it in another column. You guys can play it, but it's just gonna be a preview of it. So goodbye. I don't want that on my dashboard. So next is about organizing your main dashboard. I think this helps makes things still cute while it doesn't look cluttered. Personally, I like seeing my list of tasks on my dashboard immediately, whether it's for school, work, or leisure, and the rest I don't need to see at the moment are in their own dedicated pages over here. And just ignore the 34th and 60th floor labels. I just wanted it to be an office theme. But yeah, like I have a YouTube list of tasks here, but the actual and other information about my YouTube are all in this dedicated page. The first column, aka the 34th floor, will be all the stuff, all the pages about my career or future. And the second column will be just about personal stuff. And in this, I actually have an archive page, which are all the old Notion pages, but I stopped using it, but I still want to keep it, so it's just there. So one way to organize your Notion is by utilizing columns so that it's just not all in one chunk of page. Like if I didn't use columns, it's all just gonna be like this. And you guys can make a column by just going to this 6 dots button and then just dragging it to wherever you want. And this blue line over here tells you where it goes. So I want it to be beside this picture, so I'm just gonna put it there and just keep making columns and organizing it so that it's not cluttered. And right now it looks too big, so you guys can actually resize your columns with this divider between the two columns. So to make up for this white space here in the left, I placed the directory under it so that it's all compact. And you guys can keep adding columns. I don't know what's the maximum, but personally I just like using 2 to 3 columns all at once, because if it's more than that, it's gonna be too cramped. And fun fact, on your phone, it just shows one big column. So if you guys use Notion a lot on your phone, it's not really gonna help you. So I'm just gonna undo this because I don't like this layout. Personally, I like zooming it out a lot. Like a lot. So that I can see the columns more clearly. But I also organize my dashboard vertically, like it goes all the way down here. I kind of divided it into sections. Down here are my leisure related stuff, books I'm reading, shows I'm watching, and the art I want to make. And then right above it In the middle of my dashboard is my office space, which has my YouTube to-do list, my internship, my school to-do list, and stuff like that. And lastly, to just go back up, I just click this one and it goes back to my lobby. And I did this through a small cute directory like an actual office building. As you can tell, I'm really OC. And to be able to do that, as you guys saw, all I had to do was click these hyperlinks. And to do that is go to the part of the page you want to be redirected to, and then go to the 6 dots button again, and then copy link, and go back up, and then just type whatever you want to name it. For example, reminders. All you have to do is Command or Control V and paste it. If you want to do it manually, just put the link here and paste it, and you can see it will link to the block you selected earlier. And you can also actually hyperlink an actual website, which I did here on my work section. I placed the most important links I need to go to every day for my internship, and all I have to do is just click it and it will bring me there. And there are actually also other ways to link to other pages. One is called Table of Contents, and it will automatically make hyperlinks for you, and it will even indent it for you. But in order for this to work, you have to set your headers, like here, office. This is set in header 1, that's why it worked. And then if it's in header 3, like this one, it's just gonna indent it for you. It's gonna assume that it's under heading 1. And if you further want to link your pages, for example, and you just have to type in breadcrumb. Through this, you're gonna see which subpage it originally belongs to. Because in Notion, you can put pages within pages within pages, and sometimes it might get lost. You can use breadcrumb for that. And when you click it, it's gonna go to that page. And another way to bookmark pages is using favorites, which you can do here at the top right, and it's gonna go to the sidebar. And when you click it, it's immediately gonna go to that page. But I like having my sidebar off because it just takes up so much space. One last way to link your pages is something called backlinks, which you can do by using the @ button or click / and mention a page. You just have to type the page and it will link it there. So for example, if you're too far off from that page, you're here all the way down and you want to immediately go there, you just have to click it. And speaking of shortcuts, this is kind of random, but I want to share it with you guys, is reminders feature of Notion. And this has been helpful for me when I just wanted a quick reminder about my tasks for my internship. Use the @ button and then mention a date or time. For example, I want to be reminded of this one, but I don't need to do it now, so I want to be reminded in a few days. So remind maybe Tuesday 9 a.m. and then click that, and then you're gonna get a notification from Notion about this block, which is so cool and a convenient way to just remind yourself if you don't want to put an alarm. Okay, now into actually decorating it and making your Notion look cute and pretty. So photos are a great way to decorate it and space things out a little bit. Mostly get my photos from Pinterest because it's all just so aesthetic. And like what we did in the icon and cover photo, you just have to right click or double click and then copy image address and then paste it on the image. And currently, since I'm working, I like to put motivational quotes, a picture of my boy of the month or crush of the month, like here, a simple motivation in the midst of all my work tasks. But photos are actually constrained as well by the column size. So if you want it bigger or smaller, you can also resize it using the column or resize the photo itself, but it's gonna leave a weird awkward white space here, so you just have to resize the column. And the photos I got aren't really square, I just had to crop it manually. The whole thing, I just want it square, doesn't take up too much space, and I crop it using the default app on my Mac. Just drag it into a square and then crop and then save it, and then it's gonna be like that when you guys upload it on Notion. And you guys can also get creative and use photos as actual dividers. And my favorite ones are from irasutia.com and Arisa from Instagram and Twitter. And usually you get a horizontal photo if you want it to be a divider. And to make it more realistic, you guys can actually drag a photo banner all the way to the side. So it really does look like a divider. If you guys don't want a photo, you just have to place divider. And then it's gonna be this tiny small line. So I also made headers so that I know what's up. Like this whole section is for office, this whole section is canteen or leisure stuff. The background color and font color to gray and added an emoji so that it's cute. But there's a lot of other ways to design your headers. One way is just with the text itself. You can change the whole vibe by the way you type a word. Like this one or like this. It looks weird. You can also even put other kinds of punctuation marks like that. So all you really have to do is honestly just play around with it. Or you can put something full of emojis, blah blah blah, which I actually did before in my backyard theme. Put a space in between the emojis. Or even just keep pressing it, because Notion doesn't let us center a text, so just keep putting space and it's gonna go in the middle. Or if you wanted one big chunk, you can even press shift and then press enter, and it's gonna make a lot of space for you like this. And then keep pressing space. I might actually keep this. And if you just want to copy your headers, just duplicate, then just drag it to the other side if you want to keep it. Do the mark as code here, and you can just change it into header 1 so it's bigger. So really, there's a lot of ways to decorate even just a header on Notion, and just some other ways to decorate your Notion as well. One example is in my art agenda page. If you want to emphasize a whole block of text, you guys can use something called quote, hello. Or another way is to use callout, which is what I did here. And you can change the emoji as well. You just do what I did earlier, which is shift and enter. And another way to decorate a text is something called equation. Ignore this math equation and put whatever you want, and it's gonna be this cute italicized text. But another way to organize your Notion too is using toggle, so that not everything is on display when you enter the page, because that's gonna make it be super messy and super long. And under the toggle feature, you can put more things under it. You can put a page, you can links to other sites using web bookmark. And what's cute is that it's gonna have a cute little icon here instead of just pasting the link. So yeah, I did that in my other pages as well. For example, in YouTube, here's a different way to make my header, and a different way I used the toggle feature. And web bookmarks is through my YouTube milestones. I linked my tweets, features I've been in. Next is making tables and templates. Now, tables may look useless or intimidating at first, but you can literally do anything with Notion. Like here, tracking my requirements for school and internships, or even a content calendar for YouTube, or tracking my books, tracking my shows and movies, and art I want to make through these tables, or even a monthly journal. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to do different kinds of tables. So first, to make a table, just put slash and then table. There's either inline or full page. The main difference is that full page will be a separate page, and you can't add anything else on the page. It's just gonna be this table. And this is where linked database comes in handy. For example, this is the table, and you guys just have to slash and link database and type the title of that database or table, and then it will show that exact table in a whole different page. But of course, you have to tweak the view options and filter. Been liking the inline version because I think it's more flexible. Like you can just move it around wherever you want it, and you can add other things under it. So this first column is the name, because whenever you type anything here, for example movie, you guys can open it to a whole new page, which I'll talk more about later. You guys can put properties or tags in the columns. This is how you guys will customize, personalize, and filter the content. There's a lot of options and I used almost everything here, so I'm just gonna put the examples in a while. So first we have here is my internships task list, and this originally came from my job hunt page, but I just did a create link database, which I showed earlier, and then I customized the filter and view options, and right now it's on the list view, but I also added a different view which is called board view, and you guys can simply add another view using this one. And you can actually also rename it, and I filtered it in such a way that the ones I'm done with is not being shown, because if it is, then it's gonna be a really long list. So you can just filter it out using these three dots, click filter, then add the filter, and these are the properties or the columns I showed earlier in your table, and these just show my current tasks. So I was able to customize it because I added a checkbox property here, and it is through these properties or columns that you guys can filter it out. And the list view is just a simple list of tasks I can do, and then the board view is divided per company I'm currently interning at. And you guys can choose how to group them using the three dots here, and then group by, and then place. Here is just another example of how you can customize the board view, but I used to track my tasks here for my orgs in college, but it's based and grouped by the status of the task. But I can also change it by project or by org, and you can group it differently using the select property, which is this one. You guys can also hide a property if you don't want it shown. And the most satisfying thing, when I'm finished with the task, I just drag it to archive and tada, it's gonna disappear. So next is my university page, and currently it only shows the classes I'm currently taking for the semester, and I did that by filtering it based on the school year. And I can also do that by basing it on what semester it's on or what quarter it's on. Yeah, that's just for this database, but when I go to the original one, it's gonna show everything. I have different view options. This is for semester 1, quarter 2, so there's a lot. And I even have a master list here of all the classes I've taken and used Notion for it. So for the one on my dashboard, it's currently on gallery view. And what I like about gallery view is that in here you guys can change what's being shown as the gallery, and currently it's set to page content, which is the first few lines of my page template here. When you click, like, it's gonna show these first few lines to you, which is convenient because this is where I place my current and major task at the moment for this class. So when I enter my Notion, I just see what I really have to do for this class at the moment without clicking it. But to make a template, you just have to go here at the upper right and then click this arrow and then make a new template here, or you can edit the one you currently have using this one. When you edit it, it's nice to have it empty and customizable so that every time you use the template, all you really have to do is just fill it out. Next is here beside it, which is my YouTube content calendar. And at the moment, it's on list view, and it's filtered by the videos I'm currently working on based on their progress. As long as it's not posted and it's not NA or no progress, it's gonna be shown here. And then it's sorted by the date I'm gonna be posting it, so the ones I'm gonna be posting first will show up here on top. And when you click it, I really have a lot of properties here, but I don't want it all to be shown. So through the three dots over here, you can choose which properties you want it to show only. Like if I show everything here, it's gonna be so ugly and messy. Only show the ones I really want to see at the moment. And you guys can also rearrange the properties into whatever order you want it to be shown first. I also color coded it so that it's easier to see and read. And you guys can color it by clicking the three dots and choose whatever you want it here. You can also actually customize the text property which is this one, my current sponsor, and then you just have to select it and then change the text color, make it bold, make it underlined, whatever you want, or make it a code like what I said earlier. But in my original YouTube page, I have it in the calendar view and it's divided by filming and posting dates. But all three of these databases are all in just one main database. This is the main database, and I just created linked databases 3 times and customized the view options and filter options 3 times. Calendared or grouped it by the filming or posting date. And right now it's set to me filming Notion tips, and later today I'm gonna post my vlog I edited last week. Properties to show. So here I only showed the sponsor. The one over here I showed the progress, the type, and the sponsor. And you guys can also easily move the dates around in Notion by just dragging them like this or dragging them like that. Okay, actually before we continue into other kinds of view options, I actually have a normal table view option, which is this journal log because I think it's cuter that way. Plus, I think the time property of Notion makes it cuter and looks more genuine, like a real journal, because it really tells you when's the last time you edited it and when's the time you created it. So yeah, above here is my actual journal that I use more, which is called Monthly Review. Currently, it's on Gallery View. The image property I placed there is what's gonna show instead of the page content, because this one's cuter. And I divided the view options per year, so this is 2020 and currently this is 2021. And I did that with the filter option once again. I have another view option for my monthly journal on my main dashboard. It only shows the current month. And you guys really have to be specific if it's and or, because if I choose or, it's gonna show a completely different set of pages I made. So the month and year, I don't really want to show this. This is just for filter purposes, like what I showed earlier. And this is my rating per month. And I don't know, instead of 1 to 5, I think this is cuter. Here's just a simple overview of my template for my monthly journal, so you guys can see. But another example of a table I made in the gallery view is my book and movie trackers. And just like my journal, I set it to show the cover photo I placed there. And yeah, sometimes honestly I don't even put the cover photo because I'm too lazy. And that's fine, no pressure. Like, I'm the only one who sees this, so I don't really need to make it so perfect. I just want to keep a list of what I'm currently reading, currently watching, and I don't really want to sign up for like Letterboxd because I don't want people to see. And yeah, both of these are filtered to show what are the books and shows I'm only currently watching. But let's go to the original page of it because that's where I got kind of freaky. So when you guys open this page, it's gonna just show the current things I'm watching or reading. I have another view option for both of them, which is can read and can watch. And both of them are in the board view option. But I didn't want to show the images for the movies because like I said, I didn't want to put a cover for each of them because I wanna watch a lot of things. So I just clicked none. But for the books, I wanted to put the images because I don't really read a lot. And I filtered both of them by the status, aka books I haven't read, and the shows or movies I haven't watched, or the movies I put on hold. And I have a separate category for on hold because I like starting a lot of new things and end up not finishing them completely, but I still want to continue them in the future, so I put it on hold. But the ones I really don't want to continue anymore is just in the quit. So first, it's sorted by the status, aka on hold or unwatched. It's on descending, aka the ones on hold will be shown on top first so that I'm reminded of what I should watch before starting a new show. Then after it's sorted by the status, it's gonna be sorted by the genre. This is romance, then these are drama, and then these are all comedy shows. Then another unique thing for my books is something called Anticipate. I want to read them, but sometimes I end up forgetting them that they're already published. So this one's actually already published. I put it on the date here, so now I can place it in unread. Actually, I'm currently reading this, so I'm gonna put it on currently. Next are just the ones I've already finished, called Archive and Finished. My book section isn't really updated, but you guys can add me on Goodreads. I'll put my link down below. I'm still trying to build up my list of books here. Another section is my favorite. All of these are in board view and it's grouped by whatever I want it to be. This one's grouped by the type. I also sorted it by genre. So all the romance will come on top and then all the thriller are grouped together. Then I filtered it so that only the 5-star ratings will show here. And honestly, I think that's it for my Notion tour. And yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Stay tuned for my next vlog next week. Bye-bye!